Baltimore at the Bayview Yard. Three of us were sitting there looking for open cars when we spied a big old boxcar and tossed our packs up. And then the brakes unlatched and she doubled back and the door nearly slammed shut. So we hopped off that train real fast and sprinted up a concrete ramp in the middle of the highway and walked back to the camp. We slept the night kinda hopeless and woke to discuss our plans. And then a friend was called who drove us all up to Cumberland. We hid in this open junkyard we were told was an easy catch. Right across from us the bull was parked and he knew where we were at. But an early bird passed and we made a dash for these woods where we'd be safe. And then at 7 o'clock a hot shot stopped and we got a straight 48. Oh, to be on a freight train, Appalachian foothill blues, the early morning sunrise, the river running through, the mountains never tire, they sit there growing trees, and I think here of everything that I've ever thought or seen. Rode the train through Pittsburgh on to Ohio, hopped off at the gates of the Willard yard, walked out to the road, and got a camping stove and a bunch of rice, some peanut butter too, bread that's flatter than the sidewalk squares and nothing to do. The cops came by and moved us along after writing our info down. So there we were, the three of us, walking on into town. This little place called Willard, the time had seemed to miss, and I sat there drinking whiskey with these 10-year-old kids. A friend came down and drove us up to Lansing, Michigan, making art out on the street and bumming change from the college kids. Muggsy got drunk and he kinda got jumped. We figured it was time to leave, so we hitched a ride with this lonely guy down to Battle Creek. Now Battle Creek is a little town with a freight yard on the edge. We spent the evening by the trains in a mosquito nest. Well, there were CSXs and CN stopped, creeping by pretty slow. While scouting trains we got detained, and so we hightailed up the road. It took at least 3 hours to hitch 4 miles away to this busy truck stop along the interstate. Starry night and some neon lights for kids with a shitty sign. A stupid cop and a can of top 18-wheeler roll on by. Of course nobody stopped. We took a Greyhound out, back up to Lansing, then caught a ride back south. By this time it was 2 of us, for a traveler departs when he finds that he'd be happier following his heart. Oh, to be nowhere, time is just a word where you can change about everything, forget what you have heard. It's precious moments on nights like these when nothing else exists, just you, the sky, and the concrete, and the people that you miss. Muggsy hopped the train out of the Garrett yard, decided to go back east. Times were getting hard. The gondola was shaking harder than you would think. The water we filled hit the wall and spilled. It was the only thing to drink. The train decided on a worker rail. The unit must have been unhooked. 4 miles down from the center of town, and we took the route on foot. We planned to hop that night, figured we'd catch some rest. Faces dirty as a coal miner's, yeah, that was the best. So we got stuck again here, but Willard's pretty cool. The dumpster down at Domino's was always pretty full. The ghost conductor came to us, told us how to hop back east. We played guitar across from the bar and drank out on the street. Oh, Willard, Ohio, a small town by the tracks. Riding that train through the starry night, you catch me looking back. The hop-out spot, the apartment squad, the storms that wished us well. Brent's old truck, the muddy muck, the stories we have to tell. Crept out of the Willard yard, tucked down on the train, passed through the crossing at the center of town, left out on the main. Caught the split at Akron, smiled and gave a cheer, looked up at the satellites and laid down and drank a beer. Took a week but we found it, the train that took us out, back on east through Newcastle to Pittsburgh and the south. 20 hours sleepless beneath the trailer curl, a nighttime ride on a suicide, staring out at the world. Once we blew through Cumberland, we knew that we'd be fine. A 5-minute stop with a tick and a talk, crew change right on time. Back on through the foothills, onward to D.C. to catch the curve for the Philly line, traveling for free. Oh, to be on a freight train, nighttime homebound blues, the starlight shining on the river top, the forest and the moon, the hope and fear of what's to come, the past and future friends, the winding creek to the Chesapeake, another chapter's end. Dark when we saw the city blowing against the sky, rolled slow through the tunnel, hopped off on the fly. We were kind of scared before the jump, didn't land too hard, and then the brakes unlatched and we walked back into